Today, on Be Something Wonderful, this is the lie that's been blocking you from everything you want until now. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and these are the studios at Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning, and welcome back to the studios at Be Something Wonderful. One of you reached out in response to a recent video where we said that there's nothing ever blocking you, that only your assumption that you're blocked creates the experience of being blocked, right? There's nothing blocking you from what you want and desire. And of course, this creator dug in a little bit, right? And arguing, as we do, for our limitations, right? And arguing for his limitations, and said, well, but something must be wrong, because I'm not experiencing the life that I want. I'm assuming now that I'm not blocked, but yet my life's still not reflecting my wish fulfilled. Well, we're going to talk about this today and more. I want to start here that you have two choices, only two choices, as you create and manifest your entire life experience. It's either I am that which I desire to be here and now, or I am not. That's why the ancients said, choose for yourselves this day, in other words, now, in this now moment, whom you will serve. Choose this day whether I am that person I desire to be. There are no blocks. There's nothing keeping me from choosing this right now, or I am not. And I'm blocked, or there's something else, or I've got to fix myself, or I've got to impress my subconscious. I've got to convince some power that appears to be greater than me or outside of me to accept my desired reality and not reject it. This is the discussion we had, right? Remember, nothing's ever wrong. That's the lie. The lie is that there's something wrong. Nothing's ever wrong. The big lie that we create is there's something wrong. There's something blocking me. My subconscious is rejecting what I want. I've got to work harder. I've got to change my self-concept. I've got to find another process or technique or YouTube channel or book that can show me how to create what I want. But there's only two choices, and really only one choice, because I am not. The idea of non-existence doesn't exist. Non-existence, by definition, doesn't exist. It's only I am. In other words, either you're consciously, hear this, and intentionally choosing who you are in your experience as reality, as reality itself, as I am awareness, or someone or something else is. And what is that something or someone else that we allow to choose for us, that we allow to define who we are in our life experience? People, events, circumstances, conditions, thoughts, feelings, sensations, images, perceptions, memories, all of these. That's the someone or something else. Saying, I am not that person I desire to be. I'm not yet there. That's the thieves and robbers that Scripture talks about, right? And the ancients talk about the thieves and robbers. It's the people, it's events, it's circumstances, it's conditions, it's thoughts, it's feelings, it's sensations, it's images, it's perceptions, it's memories, it's all of that. By allowing these changing temporary appearances, because that's what all of these are. They're just changing temporary appearances within the awareness of all that you are as all that is. But by allowing these changing temporary appearances to define who you are and determine your experience of reality as reality, your manifested physical experience as I am, well then you're allowing it to choose for you. And you're saying, I am not that person I desire to be, according to this. Wow. That's powerful. And the ancients talked about this again in John 10:1 through in 10:9. He who does not enter the sheepfold. In other words, the sheepfold represents your awareness as all that is. That power that you are. Your awareness of being. Your consciousness as all it is. He who does not enter the sheepfold by the door, by consciously and intentionally choosing who you are, imagining and assuming that you're that person you desire to be, but climbs up some other way, in other words, by allowing the people, events, circumstances, conditions, thoughts, feelings, sensations, images, perceptions, memories, all these temporary changing appearances to define who you are and determine your experience. The same as a thief and robber. And then it goes on. This is Jesus as your I am awareness of being. I am the door. I am the door to the sheepfold. But if you climb up some other way, allow others and appearances to determine who you are. Do you see? They're thieves and robbers. They're robbing you of your ideal, robbing you of already being that person that you desire to be, robbing you of your wish fulfilled here and now. All your wishes are fulfilled here and now, robbing you of your dream life right now. So the only question is, are you consciously and intentionally choosing? This is based on the teachings of Neville, Goddard, the law of assumption. Intentionally assuming and choosing to be that which you want to desire to be, or are you allowing changing appearances, circumstances to choose for you, robbing you of already being and having everything you desire to be and have? Wow. Robbing you or blocking you, as some of the words we use. Blocking you from everything you want to be and have right now, robbing you of it. I want to remind you, in every moment and now, you are shifting to, manifesting and creating a completely new idea or concept of who you are and your experience of reality. In every moment, you're passing over to a new ideal or a new state or a new idea of who you are, a new reality, completely new. Remember, any change is a total change. This is what the scripture meant by the Passover, right? The whole idea of the Passover is you passing over into that new state, that new idea of who you are. And that happens in every moment of now. You're completely new, clean slate, clean state. In every moment, it's a new you, new identity, new version, new reality. You're given a choice. This is like Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor, when he had Jesus as a prisoner during Passover. Right? And he also had Barabbas, the thief and robber. That scripture called him a robber. Now Barabbas was a robber, right? It says that in scripture. And it was a custom during that time to release one of the prisoners, to have the crowd choose. You get to choose who to release. And he asked the crowd, whom do you want me to release to you? Barabbas, the thief and robber, or Jesus, who is called the Christ? The Christ or Barabbas? I am awareness of being, your higher self, that power that you are to be and do anything that you want to be and do and have. Or Barabbas, the robber, everything that robs you of that. All the out of people, events, and circumstances, and the inner changing thoughts and feelings and sensations and images and appearances. And what does the crowd say? Not this man, talking about Jesus the Christ, but Barabbas. Now, Barabbas was a robber. It says that in Scripture. I always chuckle when I read that. Now, Barabbas was a robber. They deliberately put that in there. They were intentional, the ancients. The crowd representing the changing appearances. That if chosen or allowed to, rob you of all that you desire to be and have. Wow. They rob you if you choose that. If you allow them to choose for you who you are, it robs you of everything. And what does the crowd say? Release Barabbas. Release Barabbas, right? But not this man, but Barabbas. Release everything that could possibly keep you from being that person you desire to be right now. Any created block, assumed block, or anything else. Release Barabbas and consciously and intentionally choose who you are in your experience of reality as reality here and now. Remember, there's no reality outside of who you are, outside of your experiencing itself. You experiencing reality is reality. There's nothing else outside of you. You is all that is. All that is. The one divine mind, the center of all of it. You, the consciously, physically focused you who's listening right now. You are I am awareness. You are all that is in expression. You're not just powerful, you're all the power. You're not just creating reality, you are reality. You're not just manifesting that ideal person or that ideal that you are that ideal. But then we have this who and what we assume and define ourselves to be, our truth. It's not reality, but it appears so real. We've believed it so long. We confuse it for reality. This idea, and we create a subjective identity around it, what we call our subconscious. And then we believe we've got to do all these meditations and processes and techniques to impress it so it accepts what we want. But it's all you. You're allowing it automatically to choose for you. It seems to be so real in reality that you don't question it anymore. You just allow it to automatically choose for you who you are. When you get to create this in every moment, and you do. That's why the ancients said, choose for yourselves. This day whom you will serve, for yourselves. Not what you believe is a subconscious identity, a subconscious or a subjective identity that seems more powerful than you, that seems like it's rejecting or accepting things without your conscious and intentional choice. You consciously, intentionally. Remember, subjective means subject to you. You, the physically focused you, and you as I am awareness. You as the Son of Man and the Son of God. It's all subject to you. It's all subordinate to you, your choice right now. There's nothing and no one, no person, no power, accepting or rejecting anything but you. In other words, you choosing here and now. This is a lie that's been blocking you everything, been blocking everything you want until now. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and these are the studios of Be Something Wonderful, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, be sure to join us on the Tom Kearin channel. If you haven't subscribed, go over there and subscribe. Lots of powerful content there. We're going to have another powerful video that we're going to be releasing this morning on that channel. And also this coming Sunday, which is tomorrow, because today is Saturday, I'm shooting this video. Tomorrow is our next live event, our 5th live event of the year, our 29th live event overall, with all of those live events available for viewing on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel, along with dozens of other videos and specific content, exclusive content for that channel. We have more content that we're preparing for that, besides the live streams. So be sure to join us. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. It's Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.